Hi guys, it's Teresa. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an updated version of popular books I will never read. I have done, I think, like 2 videos like this before, and it's been about a year since my last one, so I thought I might as well do it again. I read a lot and there's a million books on my TBR. I'll probably never be able to finish it before I die. Obviously, I can't definitively say that I will never ever read these books in my whole life with 100% certainty, but this is just to say right now I don't have any interest in them. They're on my radar, but I don't really care to pick them up. Before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and now let's jump right into the video. So I have about 5 young adult books and 3 adult books that I've collected for this list, so let's jump into with the adult books. The first is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I've said before that I'm probably never gonna read anything by Neil Gaiman again, but my boyfriend is really into the TV show and I'm not even gonna try and watch it. I don't know, I just have no interest in this. I don't even know what it's about 100%. I've heard like synopses here and there, but I just don't care. I just do not care. Anytime I see the series or the book mentioned, I'm like, I don't care. The next book is The Nightingale by Hannah. I think Hannah or Kristen Hannah, is that her name? I think this is about a woman during the Second World War, and I've heard so many great things about this book. I think a couple years ago it was on everybody's favorite books of the year list, and I saw it left and right all the time. And honestly, the only reason I don't want to read it is because I just in general do not like reading World War II books, or in general war books, at least in the World Wars. I don't know why that is. I think because we did so much about the Second World War in school, and we watched a lot of movies and documentaries and books as well, and we really delve deep into it. I have this sort of, not trauma because I obviously wasn't part of it, but I don't know, it left this really visceral fear or terror in me whenever I think about the Second World War. I know it was a truly horrible time for everybody involved. And I have family that were obviously affected by the war that are still alive today and that have told me things about it. And I don't know, it's just I don't know, I'm just not really comfortable around the topic. I find it makes me really kind of depressed almost, and I'm not enjoying it. So I don't want to read about people losing relatives in the war and people dying in the war that actually happened so recently, I guess. I don't know what it is. I can't specifically say because it's weird. It's not the same for every war. I read a lot of fantasy books that have wars in them, and I don't mind reading other books set about wars that are more distant, I guess, to my personal experience. It's still distant from my personal experience, but it's closer than most other wars, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know, but I don't think I can read it. I honestly don't think I can. And the last adult book is Elevation by Stephen King. This came out last year, I think, and it sounded quite interesting, and at the time I was like, should I pick this up? Should I not pick it up? But then I heard so many people hated this book, and I don't really know why. It's weird. I watched reviews, but I can't recall right now why people seem to not like it. It definitely had something to do with the characters that were not particularly likable. I think it's about a lesbian couple living in a kind of old-fashioned neighborhood, and they're sort of discriminated against, I guess, in the neighborhood. I don't know. I don't know more than that. While I do want to eventually get through all of Stephen King's work, which I've read 1 book by him, so that's still in the far future. I don't know, I think I might skip this one just because of the largely negative things I've by now heard about it. Now let's jump into YA. The first YA book I don't want to read is kind of controversial for me, maybe. I don't know, maybe it's not. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I like Brandon Sanderson. I read everything that's out in the Mistborn series so far, so 6 books. I really enjoyed them, all of them. They're varying degrees of amazing, but they're all essentially amazing, and I really enjoyed them. However, I don't know if I want to read his YA. And that doesn't come from a specific place. It just, I don't know, I really enjoy his adult writing style, and I don't know how I would feel about him writing YA. I think I'm just gonna stick with adults. There's still a lot of books by him for adults that I have yet to read, and this just doesn't spark any interest for me, like, whatsoever. I don't know why. It's odd. I trust him to do fantasy really, really well, but at the same time, I don't know about YA. I don't know. By the way, if you have read Skyward, let me know what you thought of it. I'd really like to know. Then I have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Now, this book has been consistently on BookTube, like, talked about for like years now, ever since it came out. People love it. People love the sequel. And at this point, I'm actually kind of torn about it. Like, I was like, I don't like it. I'm not gonna like it. I know that. I've read Unwind by him, and I didn't really enjoy it. So it's like, it's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna get into it. But then so many people love it, and I just kind of want to know what the hype is about, and I just don't know. I'm very confused. Let's put it that way. I'm very confused. I don't know if I enjoy it, if I'm gonna enjoy it or not. Next I have To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I tried watching the movie and I could not get through it. It's so cheesy. It's, ooh. I know I'm not the target audience for this, but kind of like, I already didn't want to read the book before I tried watching the movie, and then I tried watching it, and I just could not. I could not do it. I might try again, but I don't know. I need to be in a very specific mood to enjoy this type of content, so I don't know, but for now, it's a definite no on the book and a almost definite no on the movie. The next book is Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. I just saw that a fourth book, I think, is coming out in this novella series, and at this point, it just seems like milking the cash cow. I don't know, just saying. It seems like very little content, but a lot of books that are obviously gonna all make a ton of money, so I'm not so sure about the motives behind that. I don't know, I have no idea. This book is about like children that have gone to like magical worlds but returned, and like how they're coping with that. And I think it's like this anthology series that follows all different people. I think if I ever like saw this in a library or like for really cheap at the used book, I might try and read it, but to be honest, like to pay money for like 150 pages of like questionable content, I'm not sure about. Let me know if you've read it. I just don't feel any particular draw to it. I think it could be fine, but I am definitely feeling like this might be one of these books that is just like so hyped that, yeah, the reality is not gonna be as pretty. And finally, I have no interest in reading Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Is that how you pronounce her surname? She's obviously a YouTuber, probably like the most popular one. I don't know, I don't watch her content, but this is sort of a stand-in for just in general all booktuber books. Like, I'm just not convinced that being a booktuber and enjoying reading automatically makes you a good author. Now, this is a very controversial opinion. I'm aware of this. Probably people are gonna come for me. I'm all about supporting other booktubers. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure there's necessarily a correlation. And I find that especially, you know, with the track record that other booktubers' books have had so far, as far as I've heard, like, I'm just gonna stay away from it. I don't want to start any beef with anybody, and I'm sure I probably wouldn't enjoy it, so I'm just not gonna even go there. Even though I probably would get a lot of views, but it's just not gonna happen, okay? And that is it for some more popular books that I will probably never read. If you have been very perceptive, you might have noticed that I've read like 5 of the books that I've said previously in a video I won't read. So I'm not very good at actually sticking to this rule, because when I talk about it, it kind of comes to the forefront of my mind and it just like sits there. And it's like, well, you could try. But yeah, this is what the situation currently looks like. We shall see. Let me know in the comments down below which books you will never read that are very popular, that you've like seen, heard about, and you're like, nope, this isn't for me. I'm just not even gonna touch it with a 10-foot pole. Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I will see you very soon with another video. Until then, have a lovely week. Bye!